Gears of War 5 is not a good game by any stretch of the word. It has too many problems. It has too many things going with it that just kind of destroys what Gears was back in the day. And it sucks to say that, but what I want to talk about today is I want to discuss what I would want to see personally in a new Gears of War game going forward into the future. Now, Gear 6 is probably right on the horizon. Who knows? I have no idea. And everything I'm about to discuss in this video is all personal things. These are things that I want. This is not a top 5, top 10 or whatever. Just I have a couple bullet points that I want to discuss, and I just want to be able to just get this quick video out because I just wanted to talk about what I would personally like to see coming into the Gear series in the future. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe things I will say in this will get put into it, but probably not, more than likely, because the coalition has their own ideas, and that's fine, but sometimes their ideas are not the greatest. So the first thing I want to discuss as far as what I would want for the next Gears or Gear 6 is the gameplay to have some type of overhaul. The overhaul of the gameplay would be very appreciated, because if we're being honest, that the Gears 5, as far as I'm concerned, is a Gears that just doesn't feel right. And it's weird to say because it feels like they keep changing too many things to make the game appeal to a casual market, or just make it so where it's harder for people who have been with the series for a very long time to continue to be with the series for a very long time. I see a lot of people dropping out of it, and a lot of that has to deal with the gameplay. A lot of these pro players or even casuals aren't playing campaign or escape like that. They're playing the multiplayer. They want to play and get good at the game and want to go against players to get good at the game, because playing Horde or playing campaign does not inherently make you better at the game. What it does is just have you play against bots who have their own unique way of movement and, a specific pattern and everything like that. It's hard to gradually get better at the game when you're playing against bots all the time. And so me personally, as far as the gameplay is concerned, I would love for them to try to make something different happen with the gameplay. Not change it too much to the point where it's not Gears of War anymore, but stop changing things to where it doesn't feel like Gears also. Because if we're being honest, how things are playing out with the game right now, it's not good. It really isn't. You have the Nasher that's very inconsistent in a lot of ways. I still have friends that do play the game. My Australian friends and New Zealand friends, they still play the game for Gears. They still play the game in some way, but when I hear them play, it's just nothing but 90s and 80s and stuff like that. So as far as the gameplay is concerned, as far as, weapons, let's talk about the weapons part of the gameplay first. I feel as though the weapons need some type of different tuning. There needs to be something going with that, because it's very inconsistent. One minute you'll get a body from a shotgun from 1,000 miles away, but then next moment you're really up close to them and you one-shot them, but nothing happens, and then they turn around and just body you. These are problems that Gears have been facing for a very long time. And mind you, this has been going on for a very long time. My earliest recollection was Gears 3. And it's been happening for a very, very long time, but it's just the fact that it keeps happening is the problem. And I think that there needs to be some type of middle ground as far as how to make the weapons feel, give them a certain type of balance, because this is just idiotic at this point. And I don't understand how as far as we've gone with Gears, that they just continually make content that just not, or make the weapons just not feel as good as they should. The Nasher is probably the most popular weapon right beside the Lancer, and when that weapon is not feeling good, it says a lot about the game, and it says a lot about what the creators are actually doing towards the game. And it hurts the game in the long run, because that is what a lot of people do. They love to push Nashers, they love to go forward, they love to push it and try to get the crazy quads and all this stuff. I think that they need to understand that the weapons are what you use, obviously, and they have to have a certain type of feel to them, and I don't think that any of the weapons do. Lancer feels fine, I guess, at the most. The explosions are sometimes very inconsistent. The sniper can hit you sometimes while your head is down. I think there needs to be some type of middle ground with it has to be some type of middle ground when it comes to the game itself being played, and the weapons are a big part of it. I think there also needs to be a bigger variety of weapons. You know, it's cool that they brought the Scorcher back, but what about the Gorgon pistol? You know what I mean? What about the one shot? What about these other weapons that just have not been brought back into the game? What about the boom shield? It doesn't even have to be a part of the actual story at all, because the Scorcher is not a part of the story. So you can easily bring back certain weapons that have been absent since Gears 3 Judgment. And you know, it sucks because, you know, these weapons are iconic, yes, and not all the weapons that I'm saying are good, but they don't have to be. Excuse me, that's a lie. They have to be good in some way. What I mean is they have to be, just putting them in the game gives the people, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? It gives the players a sense of the Coalition cares about their game and cares about the history and cares about the lore and things like that. Just bring back weapons, make the game fun again, make the game something that people want to play and just be okay with playing again, because it sucks when you're playing Gears and, you know, the weapons just don't feel right, or there's less weapons than before. Gears has such a unique history when it comes to weapons, as far as the comic books and the comic books, the books itself. There's many things that this series has, and I feel like the weapons is something that they really can pull off if, you know, we had some good ones and they actually played how they should play, and, you know, and actually somewhat balanced, and stop changing them every update, because you have the people who barely play the series complain about it, they change it for them, and then they're already moved on to another game. That's how a lot of this is happening when it comes to Gears of War as a whole. They listen to the wrong crowd, because that crowd is the minority who only play it for a little bit, bitch about it on social media, they change it for them, and then it sucks, because then they leave, and then we people who stick with the game are stuck with a change that we didn't even want. And they've been doing that for Gears 5 for a very long time at this point. And it sucks, and I don't understand what they can do about that. Maybe they have to find some type of middle ground as far as making it accessible for other people. The next thing we'll talk about with gameplay is just the gameplay overall, the movement, the way, you know, certain things happen. You know, just give us more, I want to say, you know, because the movement, for example, I just don't like the slower movement. At one point, Gears 5 was kind of fast. It was like very fast at some point, and I enjoyed it because, for one, I'm not a pro player. A lot of pro players hated that. I didn't mind it because I'm not a pro. I play the game just for fun and just play it in a casual setting, going against other casual people. Meaning, the experience that I have is a different experience than what a pro player is gonna have. And in their experience, they hate this fast movement. But I enjoyed it because I was personally having fun just being able to zip around the map whenever I needed to just get out of a situation. The map, I feel as though personally that the movement is too slow right now. Wall bouncing feels whatever, but as far as movement is concerned, it feels too slow. Rolling is not faster, up Aing is not faster, so why not just make it a middle ground and do what you did for Gears of War 4? Have the different tunings and different modes. Sure, people didn't like that either, but it's a middle ground to help the people, or for the people that actually enjoyed one movement over the other. I feel as though that's a better alternative than just changing the movement for everybody, and then you have some people that enjoy it in just that mode, and then some people who don't. I feel like it's a better alternative in that regard. I'd rather have multiple ways of playing the game in that regard than having only one set way of playing and you have to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with the fast movement, go to ranked. If you don't want to play with the slow movement, go to quick play. Yes, it'll divide the fan base and divide the game up, but I feel like that's it's a better of two evils, you know, or better of an evil, whatever. And I just think that it's something that needs to be addressed because the movement is just all over the place. They keep changing things that just don't need to be changed, and it just feels like that this is what the game doesn't need. I don't think the game needs some crazy over-the-top movement Like, I don't want that, but I just want it to be a little faster. Make the game how they want it. If they want the movement speed to be a certain way when the game launches, keep it that way, or make slight adjustments. Not enough to where it's an actual gradual change and the movement is just screwed overall. Now, like I said, I'm just a casual. That is just my opinion on the matter. But I've been playing the game since 2009, so I know how the movement should feel, and I know what feels right for the games. And how it feels right now, personally, on a casual level and not a pro level, it doesn't feel good, in my opinion. As far as anything else for gameplay, I don't know, just quality of life changes. Just change certain things up. I have no idea what that would be, but just change certain quality of life changes, and just make the game different as far as the gameplay. This is the 6th installment. We're talking about the 6th installment right now, just a wish list on my behalf of the 6th installment as far as the main story is concerned. And so I would want to have these things put into the game, but you never know. So this is just my opinion on it. What I say here is not gospel. As far as other stuff with the gameplay, I don't know, quality of life changes. I don't know what else they could change that could really benefit the game currently right now. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, there needs to be some type of middle ground. And, there needs to be some type of idea of making it accessible for everybody. Accessible, excuse me. I guess let me see if I have another idea for gameplay. I really don't have anything else for gameplay. If I come back to it, it'll come back to me. But as of right now, I have nothing else to go with it. So, right now we just go to the next category as far as that's concerned. My next category is modes. I think Gears 5 has the worst selection of modes, and I mean that in the way of them putting out these quote-unquote events modes. Now, with these event modes, and I mean in the broad, I guess the broadest term is, it's stupid that these are events and not standard gameplay modes. Example, what was it? Control should replace King of the Hill. I feel as though certain modes should go away at this point. King of the Hill is a staple to Gears. I understand that. I totally get that. It is one of the oldest modes for the series, period. And it's been here since pretty much the beginning, and I'm totally okay with that. However, I feel as though for the game to move forward and to bring in new audiences, or just to bring in some type of audience that is different, or get older players to come back, is do a spin on these different modes. Control was a spin on it, and I enjoyed it. Control was such in my opinion, a better mode, because it made the ring bigger. Yes, it made the ring bigger, but if I remember correctly, you had to stay within the actual. You had to stay within the actual circle. You couldn't leave the circle. And, that was cool, and I enjoyed it that way. It was pretty much Annex/Blitz, and that was fine. And, I feel as though that was a better alternative to King of the Hill. Me personally. So, with that being said, I think that, bringing in new maps or bringing in new modes that are just these event modes that are in Gears 5 currently, I think they should come back and be staples. Because I like the fact that Gears 4 had different modes. It had escalation, dodgeball, etc., etc. But escalation and dodgeball are no longer anywhere within public play. Those are only, if I'm not mistaken, can only be played in private, especially escalation. The one mode that was the hype mode for last game is now relegated to just being in the actual private matches, which is stupid, and it doesn't make sense. Why make this mode that is something crazy and something hype at the same time, and just not give it to us for a certain amount of time, and it was just taken away from us, and it just doesn't make sense. I feel as though that it should be something that I feel as though it's something that should be brought back into the actual game, so that way we can actually have different variety in the series again, because right now it's getting kind of stale just playing King of the Hill all the time, TDM all the time, you know, these modes that I'm sick of playing. You know, it's time to switch up the formula instead of just going and doing the same thing over and over and over again, in my personal opinion. And so I think these modes that are being introduced in this game should come back as the staples for the next game, and just stay for a little bit until people get tired of it, or whether you want to change some things up with it also. Apparently Brawl is a new version of TDM. I don't know. I haven't played the game. I have not been looking up any information about the game as any sense of the word right now. And also, I know they did some changes to execution. Was it Execution 2.0, where after a certain amount of time you have to push. You can't just sit there. Make that standard. It's why relegate that to just an event mode? Make that standard for the next game. If you want to have execution, okay, have execution, but make it a standard mode. Do not take it out. Do not make it just one simple thing and just that's it. Take what you have here and take it and put it into the next game, because at the end of the day, the next game needs stuff to make it feel brand new. And if you bring in a mode that's new to this game, will be old to the new to Gears 5, but it will be technically old to the next game, it'll still be a breath of fresh air because it's a different take on something that we've been looking for a very long time. That's just my opinion. You know, I feel as though that this is the things that we need. And, you know, take out unnecessary modes like arcade. What I mean by unnecessary, because I know people do play arcade. You do have those people that aren't arcade players, and that's fine. That's fine. Totally okay with that. However, my problem is it's not a mode that people are gravitating towards or people are rushing to play. Nobody's rushing to play arcade. Nobody's rushing to play arms race. Nobody's rushing to play these certain modes that just don't have the fan base that is, I guess, as popular as certain other modes or other modes from previous Gears. Now, that kind of sounds messed up because I'm essentially saying take out these modes that are pointless, which they kind of are, but they also have their fan base, so it's kind of it's a hard take on stuff. If you want to keep the modes, fine, keep the modes, but bring in more to give more players more things to do. That's the way I look at it. If you're going to give these players something to talk about or something to play, give them something new to the formula. That's cool that you brought free for all back. Keep that as a standard Gears mode. Don't bring us a new Gears, free for all is missing, and then you give it back to us later down the line. Keep it as a standard mode. Hell, this goes towards also HORDE mode. It goes to HORDE and when they have the Nexus events, and then they have the Escape from Kadar event. Keep those as separate modes within HORDE. If you want to play the Nexus event, you can just go to HORDE, select it, and you'll play that version. Or if you want to go to Escape from Kadar and go against the original Locust with adding also more Locusts to that, you can do that. You see, it's something that gets the ball rolling. It gives people choices. It gives people things to do in the game, and that's fine. And I am totally okay with that because it gives you more to do when the game launches. Because we know damn well Gears 5 had nothing on launch, and that's the problem. I'm making suggestions on stuff to give us for the longevity, but also give us something to do when the game launches. That way we have enough to satiate ourselves, and then once the game keeps going, you can give us more. You see the feedback, you see everything that we want and what we love. You can give us more of that, and we can give you that feedback like, okay, yeah, this was a good idea, or yeah, this is the standard for what Gears is now. Give us these things and we can make it work that way. Give us these modes that stay and not just get thrown in the trash and just only stay there for 7 days and never be seen again. Or if you do see it, it'll be months down the line. Because it's stupid. It's stupid when you do that. Just like, I forgot the name of the mode. The mode where it's like the bomb game type. You have to take it to the... I legit forgot. It came out with Cole, I think. And that one map, I forgot the name of it. I'm not looking it up because I don't feel like looking it up because it's a pointless mode, clearly. But that mode, was hyped up. It had a trailer and everything. Gone. It's not there anymore in ranked. And make some of these modes ranked based modes. Control should have been ranked. This new brawl mode maybe should be ranked. Execution 2.0 should be ranked. All these modes should be a ranked mode because it gives incentive to play. When you're playing these new modes and you're not getting the full experience because people like to leave or you're going against bots, that's the problem. You can't gain anything from that. You can't have fun with that because they just love to leave. If you put it in ranked, you have a better chance, at least in my opinion, you will have a better chance of actually finding matches and giving people something to do. And that way they can actually enjoy the mode instead of just going into quick play, playing Execution 2.0, get into a lobby, it's one other person on the other team, and it's just a bunch of bots. And it's just saying it's vice versa. You know, it's dumb. Give people more. Hell, bring back modes from previous gears, put them into the game for newer players to experience it. I don't really much like Wingman, but bring it back for the next gears. I loved Overrun. Overrun was fun. You can make it work. We know you have the technology to make it work. Sure, that was Epic Games at the time and people can fly and all that, but you have that ability to make it work. Hell, we saw that a little bit with the campaign when it came to playing as some of the Locusts or some of the Swarm when Kate was taken over and when she was snatched up. You can do it. It's just, will you? Is the question. You have this technology. You have these things. Make it work, make it happen, have fun with the series again and stop going corporate with everything. That way you can enjoy giving us content and we can enjoy what you decided was a good idea. That's just, at least in my opinion. I feel as though that's what should happen. And in my honest opinion, I think that's how it should be, personally. Okay, I think I'm done talking about modes so far, so if something comes back up, I may say something at the end, but that's where I'm standing right now. Bring back old modes, make new modes, make current modes that are event modes, strictly event modes, something that is permanent because it has good feedback. I'm pretty sure Control had a lot of good feedback, and Execution 2.0 was something people were looking for since Gears 3, and it had a lot of good feedback on Twitter. Make it something to stay, my opinion. Okay, that's it. I'm done with modes. Let's talk about maps. Maps are essential for Gears. They are essential for Gears. Now, what I'm about to say, I have no knowledge of map design, how long it takes to make them, you know, the ideas. The most I've done in high school was make like blueprint things on AutoCAD. If anybody remembers that, yeah, that's it. That's the only thing I was able to do. As far as making maps, I have no idea how hard it is and no idea how long it takes. But what I do believe is that the amount that we have gotten in this game is pathetic. And it is, in a sense, it is terrible because this is Gears 5. This should be an upgrade to what Gears 4 gave us. Every game should upgrade itself as far as anything it has, any type of content it has, it should be upgraded every single time. So why is it that Gears 5 came with literally nothing? We got one new map when the first real big event started. I think it was that, Pahanu? That map. The map nobody cares about. The map that's too big. Oh, it's Gridiron. That's the mode that came to my head. Gridiron was that mode. Sorry. We got Pahanu, the map that nobody cares about. And then, what was the other map that came to Gears 5? Was it Nexus? I don't count River and old maps because they're new to this game, yes, but they're old maps. So I don't count those. I'm talking about brand new maps created strictly for this game specifically. We got Allfather's Arena, Pahanu, and then I think there was a Nexus. We got that one map that's like the garden. I think that's about it. I don't know. It's an abysmal amount of maps. In my opinion, it's an abysmal amount of new maps. Now, some Gears probably have done less maps. I have to look into it. I haven't looked into it in a while, but I have to look into it to see if any maps really had old stuff. And I might edit it in somewhere, might put text somewhere. But yes, I think the amount of new maps strictly made for this game, new to this series entirely, was pathetic. And I genuinely don't understand how they got away with it. You have these partnerships with, I don't know who owns the Terminator rights, but you know, you got the Terminator characters, and then you also have the characters that are from Halo. You know, I'm guessing it's still 343. You have these characters, you have their likeness. Why the hell were there no maps for them? You easily could have made something. I don't know much about Halo or the Terminator. I don't watch movies. I don't know much about any of those. But I'm pretty sure there are some areas that you could have made for this game for these maps. And I understand the movie was coming out after the game came out. So there's nothing to base it off of for that strictly that movie, because it'd be kind of a spoiler. But hell, you have older maps or older movies that you could base maps off of. I'm pretty sure you can do that. You know what I mean? It can't be that difficult to make something happen with that, especially with Halo. Halo has a bunch of maps. You could have easily made something that's reminiscent of it. Easily. It's just, I feel like it's pathetic that we have the current maps that we have. And I think at this point in time that we need to make sure that these games have content off rip, because if it doesn't, then they get shit for it. The Coalition will get something for it, because nobody wants to play on the same maps over and over. You remember what happened with Judgment? We had 4 maps on launch, if I remember correctly. We had like 4 or 5 maps on launch. That's it. We didn't have no new map. The only new map that we got for a while was Haven. And then after that, it was like Checkout and something else. There was no new maps for the mode, or for the game, period. And so it kind of devalued the game, because people were getting sick and tired of playing on streets, library, gondola, stuff like that. People were getting tired of it. They wanted something new. And then when they gave us something new with Haven, it still wasn't the best. Haven was not really a good map in my opinion. And so you gave us literally nothing. You gave us something, but it felt like nothing. You might as well not done it at all. So that's what I'm saying for the next game on launch. I feel as though the game should have, let's say, maybe 8 maps maximum. You know what I mean? 8 maps, maybe 9 if you have the opportunity to make more. But I feel as though 8 maps is what it should be. Off rip, 8 or 9. If there's more, if people feel like there should be more, then let there be more. But that's just my personal opinion, because it gives us more that we can play on, more things to do. Now, like I said, I don't know how long it takes to make maps. I don't know the process of that. It might take a long time to make a map, to put it into, go from your head to the pen to the actual computer to be, made, 3D modeled and everything. It might take a minute, and if that's the case, that's fine. But if it's not the case, then I feel as though it should be, there's no excuse to come in with the game with barely any content off rip. Barely any content on the game. Because that's just stupid. See, personally, I don't have Gears 5 currently right now. I don't have Game Pass right now. I stopped playing it, so I just felt like I'm just not, what's the point of paying money for something that I'm not using anymore? So I don't have Game Pass, so I can't go on Gears 5 to see right now what it is that they have. I can't do that. Or what was, brought up originally. Now I could go on, the internet and check, but I'm too lazy, personally. Anyways, I feel as though the maps are not up to par with what we got back in the day. We got some really good maps back in, the older Gears games. Hell, even Gears 4 gave us some good maps. And then we get to this one and it's just recycled. We've played on Checkout for 10 years. Can you stop it? Like, seriously, why is nobody talking about this? We've played on that same map for 10 years. It has been in every Gears except UE. That is the only one it has not been in. And that is a blessing. UE has only maps from Gears 1, pretty much. And I think that's it. So it makes sense that it wasn't there. But why have we been playing on the same map? We played it for 3, Judgment, 4, and now 5. I think people are getting sick and tired of it. Bringing back these older maps was cool. Like, I like the fact they brought back River. That was one of the most requested maps. And River, I think, was a good job that they did. really good. I enjoyed River. I enjoy it a lot. It's one of my favorite maps in the game currently. But damn, stop giving us the same stuff over and over. Like Blood Drive. We've played on Blood Drive for a very long time. I'm sick of playing on Blood Drive too. You know, you have Gears 2 has some of the best maps. Gears 2, in my opinion, has the best maps in any Gears. And you do not utilize them. There's no Allfather's Garden. There is no, you know, I know people don't like this map, but, you know, just throwing out map names day one. There is no Highway. There is no, yeah, I know Avalanche was in the last game, but bring back Avalanche. It hasn't been seen prior to the last game since Gears 2. You know, there is no, like, there are maps that Gears 2 that just are not being utilized. There is no Nowhere. There is, you see what I mean? If you want to bring back old maps, bring back Gears 2 maps. Just quit bringing back Gears 3, because we're done with Gears 3. I understand y'all keep living in the past with Gears 3, but it's time to live in the past for Gears 2. You don't want to live in the past, obviously, but still, that's my point. Make it make sense. Make it work for the current game. Bring back stuff. Just bring back something. Have fun with the games. You own the game. Microsoft owns Gears of War. I'm pretty sure you get permission to make stuff. You bring stuff in. Bring maps into the game without having to worry about any stupid financial things with Epic Games. Go crazy with it. Just have fun with the game again. I don't understand why they're not having fun. It's like they just choose not to do anything. It's ridiculous. But bring back maps, bring back good maps, and also make good ones. Because Allfather's Arena is fine. I enjoyed the map. It's pretty fun. Not gonna lie, it's fun. I have a pretty good time with certain other maps. You know, it's good times. Pahanu was garbage. You know, there's good times there, but I'm sick of playing on Checkout. I'm sick of playing on Blood Drive. I'm sick of playing on these older maps that have been in every Gear since their release, and it is getting monotonous at this point. You know, Blood Drive, it's older than Checkout, and it's been in every game except UE. Think about that. It's been in 2, 3, Judgment, 4, and 5. It's been in 5 games. People really are getting sick of Blood Drive. At least I am. I've been playing on it since 2009. I've been playing on it for, what, 13 years? 12, 13 years? It's getting old. It's getting really old. So I feel as though it's time to start giving us more when the game drops. And we should be expecting more, because at this point is Gears. Now, like I said, I'm talking about Gears 6, but we should be expecting more now, because this is how far this series has gone and what all they should be given to us. Now, I'm not saying we're entitled assholes or anything like that, that we deserve this and that and third. No, but we should be able to understand what we want, and they should be able to understand, like, look, this is what they want. Let's give them some stuff. Maybe not every single thing we can, but let's listen to them. Let's hear their ideas, see what we could do to help bring in more people and give them more to do and have more fun with the game. And, you know, word of mouth is a son of a bitch, so do that. But, you know, you can't do that with companies, because they know what's right, because the company knows what's right. They know what they're doing. They know how to make the maps the way they want, etc., etc., etc. So I just feel as though currently we need maps. When the game drops, we need a good, healthy amount, and I feel as though when we get more maps to be brought back in, bring back old maps. If you don't have time to bring in a new map, bring in something from Gears 2. Don't keep going to Gears 3. I understand, people love Gears 3. I love Gears 3. But don't keep going back to it. You have other games with other maps that you could build in a way where it's suitable for the next game, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion on that. I think I'm done talking about the maps. So I feel as though if you're gonna bring back classics, bring back from Gears 2. Gears 2 had the best maps. And if you're gonna bring us new maps, give us a healthy amount off rip. That's just my opinion. Okay, and the last thing is I'm probably not gonna take this long, because it's really not. This is really just a personal thing. Characters. Bring back characters that actually, you know, matter. Or not just matter, but just in general. Like, if you have to get new voice actors, just do it. Because what you gave us on launch for Gears 5 was criminal, in my opinion. It was criminal. Because Baird was already in the game. Lizzie all already in the game. Cole, Carmine, already in the game. We had to wait for Cole and Carmine literally months later. Baird and Lizzie, months later. But, so who did we have on launch? We had Kate, JD, Dell, Marcus. I'm not counting Jack because there's no point. So we had Kate, Dell, JD, Marcus. The not Echo Squad, Scorpio Squad with Mac, Lonnie, Keegan, and then we had the Terminator, right? Well, the chick from Terminator, right? Is that it? Was that it on launch? About what, 8 characters? Yeah, about 8 characters. I had to think about it for a second. I think it was like 8 characters on launch. Are you serious? I didn't know we were playing Gears 1. That's just the COG side. The Locust side had the Swarm, the Drone, the Grenadier, the Hunter, the Sniper, and I think the Terminator. Was it only 5? Oh no, I'm missing the 2 Halo characters. So there were 8. No, not 8. 10 playable characters for multiplayer. 11 if you count Jack. 10? I didn't know we were going back to Gears 1. When Gears 1, all you had was Delta Squad, those 4. Plus Min, plus Carmine, plus Hoffman. You had 7 in Gears 1. You gave us 3 more, and technically 3 of those characters were not, you had to pay for. So if we talk at standard base characters, not including Halo characters or the Terminator characters, for COG you had what, 7 characters? Are you serious? This is what we deserved. When in Gears 4, yes, I understand there were just replicas of the certain characters, but we still had a plethora of character skins and just characters in general. So what is this? What is this? Why is this acceptable? It's not. This is just, like I said, a personal thing for me. This is just personal for me. Because Gears 3, yes, it was going on for 3 games, so it had more time to get more characters. But 3 games, and the 3rd game had just so many characters. Sure, some of them were just, clones of one character. But still, there's no excuse for this. You could have just brought back Reyna and Oscar just for the multiplayer. Boom. You got the original characters from Gears 4 all over again. There you go. They're ready to go. They're ready to be played. Just get the voice actor to do the voices. No. Baird and Lizzie already in the game. Cole and Carmine already in the game. So why did it take so long to give us these characters? You have there's characters in Gears 4 that were already there. Just turn them over. All the classic skins you could have just brought in, because it's not like you're changing much of the voices, like the voice lines. It's not like you're doing more of that, realistically. So why are you taking your time to just bring us characters? Baird was already complete. His classic, the bald look is already in the game. Paddock was in the game. Paddock was actually a character from a while back before the game dropped. He was leaked. He was already playable. The COG gears were already playable. They took them out to resell them to us. Do y'all not see the problem here? They're doing the bare minimum, and then when they actually want to do something, they're making us pay for it. It's a problem. Like I said, this is the personal thing. That's why I'm pretty much done with it. I say bring back more characters. Bring back characters that have not been in the game for a while. I might do a video on that, actually. Bring like my top 5, top 10 characters I want to see brought back. Yeah, I might do that because that's just a personal thing, but I do want to discuss that. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm done talking. It's been going on for damn near 40 minutes now, and yeah, this is just my one man's opinion on something like this. This is just one man's opinion on this, and I just feel like Gears 6 needs to be better than what we got for Gears 5. It needs to be on a top tier level than Gears 5 on launch, because launch Gears 5 was buggy, it was garbage, it was a mess, let's be real, but also it just needs to be good just in general. But okay, it needs content, I'll say that. But anyways, that's about it. Been going on for 40 minutes now. I need to stop. I'm hungry. I need to get something to eat. So I will see you guys in the next video. Next video will probably be a top 5, top 10 characters that I want to see in the next game. And, you know, I might do a top modes as well. You know, these are things that I want to see come back, and, you know, what I would want to see for the next Gears. Gears 6 has not been announced or anything, but I'm just prepping myself for when it does, what to be expected of and what should be expected for this series, as far as, you know, what we have been given currently. So that's just me. Thank you for watching. If you have been watching, if you stayed for the whole thing, thank you. If not, that's fine. Like if you want. You know, it helps out my channel, but also helps put my videos out there more. You know, if you like it, thank you. If you don't, that's fine. Yeah, and that's pretty much about it. I'm gonna just end it here and call it a day and get something to eat. You guys be safe, wash your hands, stay away from each other. You know, COVID is a real problem, trust me. I have a family member that died from it. It's a problem. Please be careful. So, yeah. Take it easy, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. This is Bambi. I'm out of here.